Hey guys, thanks for tuning in with me. I am Richard Perry, for those of you who are not familiar. But for those of you who are familiar with the CyberJA podcast or the CyberJA YouTube channel, then you know that I am a passionate cybersecurity enthusiast, jersey professional that always seeks to add value to the cybersecurity community in various ways. But this is the thing, guys. Over the next few weeks, I will be sharing with you my experience as a cybersecurity professional in terms of when I sit with an organization or company business, regardless of the size, regardless of um, the nature of the organization and the space in which it operates, whether it's healthcare, whether it's in finance, whether it's in um, manufacturing, you name it. And especially with what is happening in cybersecurity, the cyberspace today, then organizations are prone to various cyber attack challenges. The thing that many organizations or business are concerned with is how can they um, be fully prepared for what is happening within cyberspace, especially with the ransomware, these various elements, the attack surfaces, the threat landscape, then as an organization, as a company, then you will need to ensure that you are able to easily recover from an attack. And the fact is that attacks are inevitable. It's just a matter of when this actually happens. So no one is immune, no organization is immune. And the fact is that you can never be 100% secure, no matter the organization you have. If you have 100% security, then you have an organization that is not functional. And that is the challenge that we have. Once there's functionality, then there cannot be 100% security. And as a result, then we have to look at the risks that are involved and then put the necessary controls in place to allow the business or the organization to conduct its various tasks, its processes in a secure environment. So over the next few weeks, I pretty much will be sharing with you, bringing you on a journey in terms of when I sit with an organization, when I sit with a business, what goes through my mind, what's the thought process, what the practical approach is to actually developing and implementing a cybersecurity program, and also the plan the planning aspect of actually rolling out this cybersecurity program within your organization. The fact is that you can always Google, you can always search, you can always find various advice in terms of item one, item two, step one, step two, do this. But the challenge for many cybersecurity professionals or leaders is the fact that if you have not done this before in terms of actually putting together your cybersecurity program for an organization, then simply going to the internet to look at a number of items, then it will not be as easy as you might think. And this is where I be actually just sharing my practical experience. This is my approach. This is not cast in stone. It's always open to, criticism, whatever it is, whatever feedback, whatever input I can get from other professionals in the industry, then I'm always open, always welcome the necessary suggestions. It's in light of your level of experience that is along the way. So with that said, and as I go along for sure, definitely I'm asking that you just subscribe to the channel just to keep the momentum going, to share with also other professionals in the industry. So over the next few weeks, as I mentioned before, I'll be taking you on a journey in terms of from the get-go. what it is that you do when you sit down with your team, your organization, to say, look, as an organization, as a company, this is where we are in terms of our cybersecurity maturity. And in light of the various threats that exist, in light of maybe, say, the compliance, the regulations that we need to meet, in light of our business objectives, in terms of the customers or end users, the fact that you have an organization, you have a business, then this business need to be as uh, resilient or as robust in light of any major breach, attack, threat, incidents that can interfere with the operation of the organization. The key is, as I always share with many companies, organizations, is not about preventing all attacks. It is impossible to prevent all attacks unless you're going to be totally isolated from the internet. It's a matter of being resilient in light of all the attacks that can occur to affect your organization operations, being able to quickly respond, to detect, to identify, to recover, and to continue operations in light of whether it's a ransomware attack, whatever attack it is, being able to quickly recover and move on with your normal operations within a short time frame. And one of the first things when in terms of sitting with your to build a cybersecurity program, and I'm just talking from my experience, is to first sit with your team, sit with management, get on before you even think of doing risk assessment, think about the infrastructure, thinking about all of these things. Look at your organizational structure. Sit with HR. Try to understand the structure of the organization, how it is that information flow, how it is that all these elements, these departments within the organization actually operates in terms of information flow, the dependencies within the organization. And when you get that comprehensive understanding, then you are able to understand, for example, the politics that exists in the organization. Is there a strong governance structure? Are persons operating in a way that allows for the processes to actually flow as expected? Because the fact is that you could have the best tools, you could have the best team, you could have the best cybersecurity program written on paper. But unless you have the governance or the organizational structure in place that provides the capabilities to support a cybersecurity program, then from experience, that's a program that is heading for and is bound to fail. Because the fact is, if management, if executive team, if the stakeholders within the organization do not understand or do not buy into or do not appreciate the need for a cybersecurity program and what it is that you're trying to achieve by implementing this program, then this program will not make sense. It will not be of value to the organization. So that's the very first thing that I do in terms of putting together an organization or, sorry, a cybersecurity program. I need to understand how it is that this organization, this business function makes its revenue, how it is that the structure of the organization flows from top down to bottom up, the reporting structure, the functions of the organization, how it is that all the processes actually ties together. And once that is in place, then I see where the gaps lies. Then I'm able to sit with the requisite individual to say, these are the challenges, These are the things that will prevent a program, cybersecurity program, from actually being effective. And for sure, you want to have management understand what it is that you're trying to achieve, of management, all the stakeholders understand what a cybersecurity program is and how it is that it can be of value, how it is that it can actually support the business or the organizational objectives. Because the thing is that oftentimes persons see anything that has to do with IT or cyber security as an impediment to their processes. And that is the misconception about cybersecurity, is that we are here to prevent things from happening, when that should not be the case. But we should be the professionals that should be evaluating the means by which these persons within the organization can carry out their functions, regardless of what the project is, regardless of what it is that they want to do. Our job is not to prevent, but rather to say, hey, you can do this, but this is what the result will be, or these are the risks associated. If it is that you do it this way, then we need to put these measures in place to ensure that you're able to carry out your function. And whether or not you want to take those risks in carrying out these functions. So over the next the next few weeks to come, then I'll be going beyond this step. This is step one, understanding your organizational structure and getting everyone on board to see that vision, so that once that is understood, and then this is now filtered down into the organization, then with everyone on board, all employees, all members, depending on the nature of the organization, see the vision. They get that you have that buy-in and that support, then you are no, it makes your job far much easier in terms of developing your cybersecurity program, looking at all the various capabilities. So we're going to be looking at actually building out this program in terms of having that holistic approach. That's my strategy that I use to develop cybersecurity programs, to have a holistic approach, not a tunnel vision, but to see the big picture, taking everything into consideration as you implement the various elements of this program. So definitely stay tuned, stay subscribe as I take you on a journey. And for those of you who want to actually go ahead and to jump ahead of me, then for sure you can look in the link description. I have a comprehensive course that goes through all the details, the supporting documents, the necessary resources that you can actually use, and also to have your own as a proof that you have actually gone through this sort of information gathering, to present to management or your whichever superior you have, to say, hey, look, I've gone through this training resource. So I definitely have some amount of knowledge to build a cybersecurity program. And the fact is that a cybersecurity program is done based on the nature of the organization. It can be very complex and it can also be very simple, as long as you are addressing the risk associated with that organizational, the business, the environment. That's the key. So stay tuned. I am Richard Perry, your cybersecurity and GRC enthusiast. See you in future uh, recordings over the coming weeks for 2023.